Hey, everybody, welcome to the half hour of power. We are back.
Yeah,
We
boy.
are back, and we have
Yeah,
a special guest. Mark is here from the Toys of the Time Gone By.
thank you for having me.
How you doing, Mark?
Doing great. Getting my Motu fixes in.
What?
Moto.
Get
Are
my
we
Motu fix in.
are we going to talk about Motu?
Hey, we got it. I'm the go-to to Motu. You forgot to say that.
That's true. That's true. He is. He is that. Well, it's good to be back trying this out again, seeing how we do. So, Brandon, what have we been talking about?
We've been talking about almost everything. Movies we don't like this Exorcist Believer coming out, and we've been talking about my favorite movie, and it's still.
Um, I'm sorry, buddy. Brendan just lied to you.
How? How did I lie?
Man of
You
Steel
know
is
it is.
not your favorite movie of all time.
Well, not the movie of all time,
See,
but
he just lied. You need to apologize to me and Mark, and especially our listeners,
no.
Well,
for saying that it was your favorite movie of all time.
Okay, so it's not the favorite movie of all time, but it is one of my favorite movies. Yeah.
That is okay. Brandon is on the road to recovery by. We recently, Brandon and I recently did rewatch The Man of Steel for the 10th anniversary, and we are going to do a. Man, that was a chore, wasn't it? For me, it was. It was a chore for me. Brandon loved it. I mean, we got in the same room and watched it, and Brandon got to watch me squirm around and
Yeah, he
be
didn't like it.
upset about having to do that. Watch
I have to
that.
say, one thing about that movie, action from the beginning to the end. I have to say that.
Well, if you want to see a movie where people are sliding across concrete and
Oh my
asphalt
god.
and smashing into buildings, and that's all they're doing, if that's action, if that's
Well,
good enough for you,
no, I have to say that it was a lot of action in that movie.
Thank you, Mark.
a lot of
Yes, a
action of
lot of
people
action,
sliding
good
across
action, good
the
story.
asphalt and concrete, and then them getting up and going, "Ah, you pushed me across concrete," and then they go and push them across concrete. Yeah,
well, I
there's a
can't
lot of action in that respect.
look. I can't say that's my favorite movie.
Thank
I'm really
thank
partial
you
to
for speaking
I'm
some finally some
what
sense.
I'm really partial to the original Superman movies. They're my favorites out of Superman. But this is not a bad movie. I can't say this is a bad movie.
Thank you again, Mark.
You're welcome. I
Mark
just can't say that.
Mark is taking some crazy pills.
I mean, look, I get it. You don't, you're not big on the movie like technically probably you're not big on the movie, which is fine. Every nobody has to like the same movie.
Yeah.
Oh
But
no, we are just having fun talking about this.
yeah, absolutely. Nobody has to like the
That is part
same.
of the
Joe, you know you like it.
part of the fun of movie fandom is we get to discuss what we liked about movies,
Yeah,
what didn't work for us, and what did work for us, and we are all still friends.
Of
absolutely.
course.
What works
Always.
for you and what works for the somebody else is going to be totally different.
Yeah. So when we, maybe people who haven't listened to us before, when we talk like this to each other, it's all in good fun, and we all appreciate each other's opinions on the movie. We don't
Absolutely.
always agree. I mean, you can't always agree on every movie with everybody.
No,
That would be
No.
weird.
No, yeah, that'd be weird.
everybody's got their own feel for movies. Like maybe there's something that you like that somebody else don't like, or maybe there's something that you can recommend to the listeners that maybe they saw a long time ago, they want to give a second look to, and then it changes their opinion about it.
Yeah, and we are heading into September as of this, and we are coming up. I think Brandon already mentioned it, Exorcist the Believer,
Yeah.
and we are getting ready to have a showdown between Brandon and Mark
Ooh,
with which movie is better, the original Exorcist or the Pope's Exorcist.
well,
I am excited to moderate that showdown.
well, you know what? I didn't see the Pope's Exorcist yet,
You will. You will.
but I have my answer.
Oh yeah, man.
So it'll be fun for me to listen to you two guys go at it.
It's, you know,
Like Mark is kind of moderating and listening to Brandon and I go at it about Man of Steel.
Yeah.
but I mean, you can't, like, you're talking about The Exorcist.
Oh, whoa. Save it.
I'm trying. No, I mean, I don't want to forget what I'm going to say here. You know,
You got to write it down because when you see the Pope's Exorcist,
I mean, I'm not going to say if I see, like, there's certain movies that you can't put in the same category. That's all I'm going to say.
well, don't tell that to David Gordon Green.
No. Tell that to David Gordon Green for real. Like, for real.
Well, he don't believe you. We are going to talk a little bit tonight about this article of one of our ongoing series of Man of Steel, the 10-year anniversary, and we are coming upon, and it was next month, 10 years ago, that Brandon came on the show to talk to Jesse and I about defending the Man of Steel.
Yeah, that was my first.
Mhm.
I think that was my first show that was on
Didn't
when
I
I was on there longer.
I was on that show, right?
I don't know if you were on that show because that was a tight. We only had 30 minutes at that time. We couldn't go farther, longer.
Yeah,
So
I
think
wasn't
you
sure
were.
if I was like on that show at
But
one.
there was a show that we talked about Man of Steel, and Brandon was defending it, but it was only like a 10-minute segment. It wasn't good.
Oh,
It really
Wasn't
short.
enough time, so we did a whole show, and that was a really fun show, and it's been really fun over the years since that movie came out, talking and debating about Man of Steel. So, if one thing movies do is to get you to talk about them,
Well,
doing
Joe,
that
I,
for
don't-
10 years about this one.
I don't remember how it all started, to be honest.
What? I don't know. Maybe you listened to our Man of Steel review and told us we were nuts.
I think so. I came to you and was like, "Yeah, no, Man of Steel was good." And he was like, you want to defend it on the show?" I'm like, sure, why not?
Yeah, and then I don't remember the name of the show that we did, but there was a short segment, and that's where we went and said, we got to give you a whole 30 minutes.
Yeah,
So,
show. I think I called in on one of your shows and we
may
we
have.
talked about it for a little bit, and then you said we'll give you a whole show about it.
So here is the article. Are you ready to dive into this? Brandon and I have talked a bit about this article before.
Yeah.
But Mark, I sent it to you earlier today,
Yeah.
so you could kind of see. What did you think about this article, Brandon? The more you read it, the more you loved it, or the more you read it, the more you were confused? Because it is a Screen Rant article.
It is a Screen Rant article. It's a mix because it was a love and hate relationship. But the things he was saying was kind of backwards, and it was like 10 years ago. So,
Yeah. So let's. Okay, I'll bring this article up.
ooh, look at there! Look at that!
Yeah, I mean, Henry Cavill. I've always said he's a good, decent Superman.
He's a good, decent Superman. He's better than this new Superman he's coming out.
Well, we don't even know. You can't. What is
I
that?
am. I am. And I will.
You're going to say that about Henry Cavill?
Yes, I am. No, Harry Cavill is
You gonna say that about the new guy? You're not gonna give him a shot?
nope.
What?
Sure
Wait,
ain't. Nope. I don't care.
wait. You're not even gonna give the new guy a shot?
Nope. Not giving him a shot. No. He just look like a young Henry Cavill.
Well,
Henry Cavill looks
I
like
always feel like I give a chance.
Brendan Routh.
Huh?
You know,
I'm just saying, like, there's
seriously
plenty of
not gonna
Supermans
get
out here right now. You got the Superman, Superman Lois. Of course, you had the Smallville. And then you had the League. What was it League? The Legends of Tomorrow. I mean, you had all these DC TV shows that had different types of Supermans in it, which that's fine.
Dean Cain?
But when it comes movie wise, I mean, Henry Cavill was the new face of Superman to me. I don't know about everybody else, but to me,
There are plenty of people who I thought he was a good Superman. I don't think he's had the movie he deserved.
okay, fair enough. I give you that.
I always felt that Roth was a good Superman.
Yeah.
They just didn't give him a
Roth,
chance.
yeah.
He was a good Superman.
He was a good Superman, just in the wrong movie.
Yeah, the problem was what Brandon already said. They didn't allow him to be Superman. They wanted him to be Christopher Reeve's Superman.
Big shoes to fill.
Yeah, so he had a hard time being Superman, and then that movie is a remake of Superman the movie. The plots are exactly the same. But I still think
it was playing it safe with that, though. That's what it was. It was playing it safe with it. Because, I mean, this is Superman Returns. We ain't seen a Superman film since Christopher Reeve. So.
I still think it's better than Man of Steel.
It's not, though. It's not. Stop it. It's not. You know it's not.
It is. It's better.
Oh, I got a little kryptonite in my skin. Oh, my God. It hurts. It hurts. You need to pick the splinter out of my arm.
Yeah, I mean, they used kryptonite properly. They used where his powers came from properly. Unlike this movie, this is a harsh reality of watching Man of Steel 10 years later.
Okay. So let's go.
Not in the movie. So
we're gonna go to the article now.
You want to go to the article?
Let's go to the article now.
Okay.
We're gonna go into a tangent with this.
We're going on a tangent. We're gonna be able to talk about this on the podcast. So no worries, Brandon. Man, you know what? We'll do this for another 10 years.
It's going to be like the 20th anniversary of just talking about it.
2033, I'll watch it again because I'm not watching that movie again. That movie hurt me.
So Joe, during editing, right? So I'm trying to fix it, so we might have to watch it again.
I'm not watching that again. You got what you got. So yeah, what Brandon's talking about is he recorded us watching the movie.
Oh, cool.
Oh man, that was horrible. That movie physically assaulted me.
It was so great, Mark. You had to sit there and watch Joe squirm. It was so good.
It's like, I'm going in the kitchen.
Here's the article by Screen Rant. And Screen Rant, I don't believe, watches movies that they write articles about. So here is the worst, absolutely worst General Zod ever. One of the worst villains ever in any comic book movie, Michael Shannon.
I don't know.
Absolutely atrocious. He should have been fired, and they should have cut him out and put Gumby in there. Gumby would have been a way better General Zod than
Michael Shannon.
Michael Shannon. Oh, I like Michael Shannon. I don't like Michael Shannon in that role because he's terrible in it. And watching it again, because The Flash, he was in The Flash, and
yes.
I thought he was pretty all right in The Flash. So I thought, you know what?
He was more seasoned. That's why he was more seasoned.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I was a little hard on him in that. So we watched the movie again? No, I wasn't a little hard on him. He's absolutely atrocious. Okay, let's take a look at this. Snyder's Superman movie is incredibly bleak. Okay, so, here we go. Let me read some of this. At his core, the character Superman is most often written to be the embodiment of hope and goodness. However, Snyder's film fails to really capture that, owing to the fact that it's relentlessly bleak. The aesthetic decision to tone down the often bright, colorful world of Superman lent the film an edge that made it feel gritty and interesting. What are you talking about? Gritty and interesting? What an idiot. Oh my God. Gritty and interesting, but reflecting on years later reveals it undermines the essence of the character of making Superman's world so gray and bleak. Snyder failed one of the character's most important attributes. You know what? I don't think that's fair about it. And this is why. Zack Snyder had like a 4 or 5 movie plan. And at the end of that, Superman was supposed to come out and be Superman. He was supposed to be the Boy Scout, the embodiment of hope, that. He wasn't supposed to start that way. So, I mean, I didn't have any problems with that, personally. Mm-hmm. What do you think, Brandon? Is that a fair assessment of that? Is Snyder's Superman movie incredibly bleak? Is that a detriment to the movie? I didn't think so. That's not one of the things I didn't like.
I mean, the writer is he's dumb, and we say this again. Screen Rant. If you want our opinion on anything else to help you with your writing and with your articles, you can always hit us up here at Half Hour Power. Me and Joe will help you out with that.
Yeah. What do you think about that assessment, Mark?
Well, Superman, I don't know. If you're going back to like the comics and stuff like that, for me, I always felt like I guess I'm one of those people that like the old school stuff more because
that's fair.
I always think that Superman is powerful, and for me, there was nobody who can like beat Superman or touch Superman. He wasn't weak. That was the main purpose of Superman, is to be a Superman, basically, that can't be weak, that can't have all these feelings and all these things. You just want to see Superman kick ass, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like when they start to flesh out these characters, yeah, I understand that they're trying to bring it to a different audience or a certain audience to flesh these guys out, making them relate to all these different people, saying, "Oh, Superman's got psychological issues and blah blah blah." But that's not what the creators started it from. He was supposed to be a Superman that will save basically it was for the United States. Basically, Superman was. They didn't talk about the whole world. It was basically Superman saving cats out of trees and putting away criminals, and nowadays it's almost like Superman's got to be like a psychological, like a big problem because maybe he has ADD.
Yeah.
So, it's crazy.
So I mean that was the thing. They didn't talk about this when the movie came out, but he had this like 6 movie plan. So Man of Steel 2, which ended up being called Batman v Superman.
Mm-hmm.
And Justice League is Man of Steel 3. It was like this 6 movie arc with Superman. And at the end, he was supposed to come as Superman, whereas in Superman the movie, he got all that training by going to with Jor-El.
Mm-hmm.
So they were just doing that a little bit differently, which I was fine with. That wasn't the problem with it. Let's move on here.
One thing real quick. Like what Mark was talking about, it's mostly like when Superman first came out, I mean, it was in the era of, like you said, Boy Scouts, and then what Superman fight for was truth, justice, and American way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what the Superman we always raised on. Those cartoons we was raised on. Now, when you go to the comic book store and you look at the Superman comics, now they always reinventing Superman to fit with the era of the comic book readers now, so they can relate to that. Because now, if you say the old Superman, they're like, oh, well, he said the American way. Why Superman is an alien? Why he's American? Why can't he just be everybody's Superman type thing?
Well, I think
And
that line from Man of Steel answers that question.
it does. It does. But I was just saying, I was just piggybacking on what Mark was talking about, because there's different eras, different Supermans for different eras. So
Yeah, but I don't understand why that has to be.
that's how the
I mean,
world
how
works.
come there isn't somebody that we can just look up to and go, I want to be that?
You
Why do we
can't-
have to have all our heroes now flawed and scarred and nasty and dirty? Not
Yeah.
everyone is Batman. How come there can't be why can't there be that hero that's already like, holy crap, I want to be that. I need to look up to that and I want to be that.
Oh, that's
Are
just
we
like the
saying
Flash.
now that we can't have a Superman like that? We can't have a Superman like that is good and whole and does right because it's right, not
No,
because it does something for him.
Yep.
That's too
Why
much
can't
like
we have
Ray.
that Superman anymore? That's another issue that I'm having with some of these superhero movies now. And like Brandon, you were talking about the new Superman.
Yeah.
I don't care about it because I don't care about superhero movies anymore.
You don't care about Marvel movies anymore.
I don't care about comic book movies, period. That's not to say that I won't watch them from time to time.
Okay. All right. Okay.
But on the whole, I'm not looking forward to them. I mean, this new DCU stuff, too little, too late. You guys have already screwed up.
Way
They've been
too late.
DC, Warner Brothers has been screwing up their movies since 1978. So, and before that. So they haven't been able to fix it since. How do you make a Superman movie in 1978? It comes out, makes all that money, and it takes you over 10 years to make a Batman movie. How do you not understand that would be a good thing to do?
You know why? Because it would have been Adam
If you
West.
think about it, what Batman you think would have came out?
Would have been Adam West.
No,
Right.
it wouldn't have been Adam West.
Who would have been?
Because in 1980, Michael Uslan was trying to make a Batman movie. And he went and shopped all of that around, and it ended up at United Artists with Benjamin Melnicker.
And what happened to it?
They were writing a Dark Mysterioso Batman movie.
Really?
Yes. And it took over 10 years before it wound back around to Warner Brothers.
That's what originally
That
Bob
movie
Kane
was
wanted.
not going to be the Adam West Batman live action movie. That was going to be a Dark Mysterioso Batman. That's what we got in 1989.
But that was
One of
what
the
Bob
That
best
took
Kane
over 10 years to get there. So I'm just saying that because if all these fans think that James Gunn is going to come in and fix it, no, they haven't been able to do anything since 1970. They haven't been able to fix any of this since 1978. And I don't know if it's because they're trying to catch up and play copy MCU, or if they're
that's what
not.
they're doing.
They should just ignore everything that they're doing and do what they want to do.
Well, that's
But
what
James
they're doing.
Gunn is going to fix everything, right?
I don't know. I hope so, but I doubt it.
But the thing is,
don't think
James
so.
Gunn is tying everything into everything. So it's going to be
Yeah.
the games, the animated movies, all is going to tie into that whole DC universe. So
Yeah. I mean, it's still just a wait and see what happens here. Well, let's look down here a little bit and see what we got.
Fail.
Man of Steel is a very narrow representation of the Superman character.
Oh, that's not right.
I don't think so. If it was
Okay.
a narrow representation of the character, then it would be going. They would be talking about going to back in the era I was talking about, because the character was just basically one way. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's totally opposite of what it was.
Yeah. So here, let's go down to number 8 here. Man of Steel, Superman isn't really a leader. And there again, I don't think that one's right either. A harsh reality watch. He was just, even in that movie. So here's a rare instance, and I've done it a couple of times in this show already. Brad, I'm defending the Man of Steel.
Mhm.
I know, right? I love it.
He's not a leader yet. He's not really Superman yet.
No.
So that's the one thing they stay true to in this movie. They can't figure out where his powers come from, for God's sake. I don't know why they can't figure that out.
You're not gonna let that go.
No, I'm not going to let that go. That's absolutely ridiculous that they did that. But they could at least do this and go, here's what we're doing with the character. I can do that. I can take these changes. But what do you think, Brandon? Is this Man of Steel Superman isn't a leader? Is that a fair thing for this writer to say?
No, it's not. Like you said, and I agree with you. Superman was not a leader in the beginning. I mean, if you even watch Superman the movie, he wasn't a leader in the beginning. I mean, he's still learning his ways and learning, what to do. He's not leading people, even though I don't like Superman the movie. But yeah,
What? Whoa! What? Wait! What? What?
this is not new.
Did you hear that, Mark? What?
You know, I choose Superman 2 before Superman the movie.
What?
You knew that.
Did you hear what he said, Mark? I just want Mark to have a chance to respond.
Well, I don't like. I come up with. For me, it ties together pretty good. Like Superman 1, then Superman 2. It's like for me, it's like a super movie.
It is a super movie because it was all
It-
shot at the same time.
That's what I think about it. For me, it's all together. It's a Super Max movie.
Yeah, I like it. That's good. That's a good one. Okay, let's go to the next. Superman Clark Kent balances way off. Well, if this moron had watched the movie, he'd know why. You see why I picked this article, Brandon? I get to defend Man of Steel here.
I know. And I'm not fighting you, not one bit.
You can't. You would just be doing that to be contrarian if you're like, his balance isn't supposed to be there. He's not really found Clark Kent or Superman yet. Okay, let's go down to number 6. Many aspects of Man of Steel are forgettable. Well, yeah, I mean, I got to agree. All 224 minutes are forgettable.
Oh no, you like Swanswick. You like that guy.
I did. I found one thing that was entertaining about that movie. That guy's name, Swanwick.
General Swanwick.
Mark, are there any aspects of Man of Steel that are forgettable to you?
You know what? I watched it, and I'm going to tell you that when I watched the movie, I was pretty, because you're going to say I'm crazy right now because I actually liked the movie as far as from the beginning to the end. It had a lot of action.
A lot of asphalt getting.
So for me, when I watched the movie, there were certain things as far as Superman and Zod getting on dragons, and I never really cared for that part.
Yeah, you know what?
That's only
Probably
I didn't care for that.
The best scenes in this movie are probably when he gets his suit, which is actually underwear, and walks outside, and he's going to fly for the first time. That's really well done. And he's like up there, and he's flying, and he's got this really super. He's got this really crazy grin on his face. He's just enjoying the hell out of himself. That's really cool. Although it is hard for some of us to not start humming the Greatest American Hero theme while that happens.
Believe it or not.
But for me, I think that's probably the best part of the movie.
I'm going to tell you, every single Superman movie should have the John Williams theme. That's his song.
I mean, I hear you, but do you don't think any other composer can do?
No.
Well, who did this score? Is that Hans Zimmer?
Zimmer, yeah.
Yeah, he did not do very well on this score. Some of the music is all right, but I mean, most of it is distinctly forgettable.
Well, that's the issue with
Oh, here you go, Mark. You're going to love this one. Look at this. The Man of Steel leaned too heavily on science fiction.
that's what
It's a
that
science
goes
fiction
back.
character.
But wait a minute, that goes back to where they're jumping on dragons, flying around. Like
It's about an alien from an alien planet that's not Earth who comes to Earth. What is he talking about?
it is sci-fi, absolutely.
Yeah, so what do you think, Brandon? Is that fair to say that about Man of Steel? There's too much science fiction in a science fiction movie?
But it's a science fiction movie. That's the only
Thank
problem.
you. So, see, we
It's
agree
a
on that.
superhero comic book movie.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I mean, I'm sorry. They got spaceships. There's aliens. That's mostly science fiction.
But I'm saying maybe they were talking about the thing that they were on the Krypton and flying dragons around like
Oh,
crazy.
you're trying to. All right.
Oh,
let's
he's
see what
talking.
it
Oh,
says.
at first I didn't get what you was meaning on that one. You said flying dragons, but now I get it.
Yeah.
You know what I meant, right? They were flying
I do
those.
now. Because at first I was like, huh? No,
I mean, that just shows the Kryptonians went to Pandora and enslaved those animals and brought them back to Krypton.
Just had to put an Avatar reference in there, didn't you?
That's what we do, Brandon. That's our MO now, right? That's how we do it. Okay, let's go down to Man of Steel established an unsustainable franchise.
I mean, it wouldn't have been too unsustainable if Warner Brothers didn't put the foot in it.
Yeah, it would have been all right if they'd left everybody alone to make their movies.
Yeah.
But they didn't. Okay, let's go down to number 3. Man of Steel wasted some of its best ideas. Its best idea wasted was that it should have been 60 seconds long.
This is not a George Malay movie.
But it should have been a commercial.
You know what? George Malay would have made a better Superman movie than Man of Steel. Prove me wrong.
Actually, I'm not gonna lie. I've been watching George Malay movies. I didn't know he had like 200 something movies.
He does.
But yeah,
and they're all better than Man of Steel.
Okay,
Every single one of them.
They're not better than Man of Steel, but
you know what? That
movie.
movie or those series of pictures where they're trying to figure out if the horse's all 4 legs left the ground is a better movie than Man of Steel.
That was wrong. That is so wrong. That is so wrong.
You can't deny that.
Pick a man when he's down.
So what was this one we were talking? Wasted some of its best ideas? Is that peaceful? I don't think it did. It
didn't. It didn't waste none of his ideas. It's just like I said, he didn't really
have very many good ideas. That's the problem.
No, they had great ideas.
You know, less is more.
Not really, because
you know that, right?
This thing they're going on about this. Zod is setting up this blah blah. Let's do blah. Yeah, I just can't read any more of it. It turns into gobbledygook.
I mean, I know your argument that you're talking about when what's the point of General Zod terraforming the planet, which this planet gives you those. There
was no reason for him to terraform that planet.
There was no reason. And I know that's what you was going to argue.
Wait, what'd you say, Brandon?
I said that's what you was going to argue about.
Did you say there's no reason? Did you agree that he shouldn't be terraforming that planet?
I do agree that he's not supposed to terraform the planet.
You heard it here first, everyone.
One of many.
All right, well, we better move on. Man of Steel failed key elements of the Superman mythos. Absolutely, because it doesn't know where he got his powers from.
It did not.
It's true.
It did not.
That's wasted.
Jor-El told him where his powers come from.
Yes, it tells him that. And then guess what they do later in the movie, Brandon? Do we need to really? We've been doing this argument for 10 years. So once the thought gets there and he says, "You're breathing in Kryptonian air. You're powerless now," even though his father told him he gets the powers from the sun. So if you're going to set up in the movie to where he can become
you gotta remember. Okay. So like in the
which they never set up, then that would have been all right. But they never.
But Joe, like in the comic books, right? So what?
You can't find it in the books.
No,
he got his powers from a phone
they said
booth.
it. So in the comic book, he absorbs the sun, the radiation, right? Which is it fills his cells with the radiation, right? And same thing with Supergirl, right? And in the comic book, Supergirl is supposed to be a little bit more stronger than Superman because of the fact that she was stuck going around the sun the whole time, so she just drenched in radiation from the sun. So he just had a little bit of power left in his body, and he just didn't want to, do anything. It's just,
Wow, that was a valiant thing to say, but you just like sounded like you're writing for Screen Rant right there.
Well,
oh my God, I'm like,
how does
that's harsh. That was
Yeah,
really harsh.
that is a
how
harsh
does super
reality.
That's harsh.
Okay, here we go.
how does
Man of
Superman?
Steel is as good as it gets for Henry Cavill Superman. No, it's not. That's
No.
not a harsh reality because he got better. I mean, Batman v Superman's a better movie.
He got greater, not better, greater than Superman.
So you think Batman v Superman is greater than Man of Steel?
No, it's just his Superman character. It's still the same Superman.
Well, he was better, and the movie was better. Batman v Superman was better.
No, it's not. You said it right, man. It still was better. You got it.
Zack Snyder's Justice League is better.
Zack
So
Snyder made Superman. I mean, Man of Steel. I mean, what do you mean? It's the same Superman.
yeah, but the movie itself is better. Both of them are better than Man of Steel.
All three of them are good.
No, one of them is hot trash. One of them is good, and the other one is good.
No, it's all three of them. The one's
So,
greater.
Batman v
Good and
Superman is
good.
better than Man of Steel, and the Zack Snyder's Justice League. I don't know if that's better than Batman v Superman. It might be because it.
No.
I don't remember if that features Jesse Eisenberg so prominently.
Okay.
But Jesse Eisenberg brings that movie down more than the Martha moment, everyone.
Yes, he does. He's basically the Joker, Lex Luthor / whatever.
Yeah. So, what do you think, Mark? Is Man of Steel as good as it gets for Henry Cavill Superman?
You know what? As of now, I think he could have had better. They could have done better with him, but I can't agree that it's good as it gets.
Oh, well, thank you, Mark.
You know,
That's all Brandon thinks. It's as good.
I can't agree that it's as good as it gets for Henry Cavill. You know what I mean? Because there were other movies that he's done they're more that like Superman versus Batman and the Justice League, and it's true though. It's true. It's not that it was. I like the movie, but it's not that it was his best. His best, let's just say, as Superman. They improved it more and more as his Superman went on, and that's the way it should be. Actually,
It should be, yeah.
that's the way it should be.
Randy, you look like you're chomping at the
It's not. There's not the room. I like the movie. I'm just saying things actually for a standalone Superman movie, because the other movies were actually Batman versus Superman. Yes, it's not exactly a standalone, and then Justice League is not a standalone either. So,
yeah, because that's
what I mean, if
but-
Henry Cavill did get a better to get to pursue a better Superman in those movies, that's what I felt.
Joe, is it because Batman v Superman was good because Batman sucked in it?
No, Batman didn't suck in it.
No,
Yes, he
I
did.
thought that
You see,
both.
Brandon wants to do a Batman v Superman show.
I would do that.
But
Yeah,
I haven't
I
seen that
like.
in a while. Well, we could do that. I haven't seen that in a while.
I was very worried about Ben Affleck's Batman, but he actually did what he did pretty good.
Batman
Good
sucked.
Batman. He's got a good suit. Good.
Still
Ben
sucked.
Affleck did well as Batman. The Batmobile was good.
The Batmobile was nice.
Yeah.
The suit was nice, but Batman's character sucked.
You didn't like all the branding and killing, did you?
No, because Batman don't kill. He mains. Don't go all the way back to the 40s and 50s.
Well, the best Batman movie, the '89 Batman, he killed a lot in that.
He didn't kill. He mained. The Joker fell off on his own.
Yeah, because Batman
he
killed
didn't
him.
make the Joker fall.
Batman killed him.
He did not kill
Batman
him.
threw. I don't know how many people he threw down that bell tower, but he threw
They
a
didn't.
couple
They
of
fell.
people
They fell
down
on
that
hay.
bell tower.
They fell on hay.
Wow. And then in Batman Returns, he put a freaking bomb in a guy's belt and kicked him.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And in
He did
Superman
not.
2,
He had cushion underneath that. He was a
Superman 2
big guy.
throws him down into the icy abyss, and he crushes Zod's hand and throws him too. So,
Hey, Adam West Batman was running with a bomb in his hand, and he killed the shark.
yeah, he killed sharks.
No, he didn't kill the shark. He
Kill
used
it
shark
too.
repellent.
Yeah, we don't know if that shark repellent hurt that shark.
He might have killed that shark.
Okay, so yeah, I think we're coming to the end of here. We've had a lot of fun with this. We hope you guys had fun listening to our rantings. Maybe you're like, I guess I got to watch Man of Steel again too, because those guys are crazy.
It's gonna be great, guys.
Mark, as always, thanks for being on here.
You got it.
Thanks, Mark.
You're welcome.
We will talk to you all next time.
Peace.
Later, guys.